Right, so let's show you how to make that then, captive backleads, yeah? So, obviously you're going to need a few bits and pieces, aren't you? So I've got everything laid out, so I ain't going to tell you exactly what you need. Obviously just go through it as we go and do it. Right, so you're going to want a lead, yeah? Inline lead. Now this is 2.5 ounce, yeah? Now, to be fair, bigger the lead, more thread you're actually going to get going into it. Smaller lead, obviously, thinner it is, and it's going to probably get in the way of the line or the braid. But the first thing you need to do is you insert what comes with it. Push that out, because otherwise you could be drilling through. Okay, so then what you want, I believe it's a 4mm. Yeah, so it's a number 4 drill bit, yeah, which I believe is 4mm. Yeah, it looks a bit bigger than that, but that's what I'd say it is, 4mm. Yeah, number 4. Right, that is just a standard gold tip one, whatever you call it, HSS, cobalt, whatever. Right, and now what you're going to do is get your lead, and you're actually going to put the actual line clip, what comes off the bobbins, yeah, that's all it is, that's the solar one, yeah, so I like it to be decent, and you want to point it not exact centre, you know, you want it down where the fatter bit is. If you have it centre, obviously you've got your weight coming down here, and obviously you want to have it roughly where the weight is, so a little bit like how a cog lead would be set up. So you just got to literally get your drill and drill into it, yeah, nice and steady, don't force it, just let the drill go on its own. Doesn't matter if it's slightly off. Right, now what you're going to feel is going to chew up, and it's going to go directly into your lead. So once you've got that, just clean up. Just trust me, you don't want lead shavings going into your feet. So drop all that in the bin, melt it down if you want to make some more leads out of it. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I'm just like send it through again, just to make sure it is all clean. I'm going to probably poke it in the bit where the actual inline insert will go. Just give it a little wobble in there as well, just to clean out any crap what you've just pushed through, because lead is a nice soft metal. Now what I've got here, yeah, is a stainless steel. It's not an actual thread at all. This is a Solar P1 weight basically for the bobbins, so you can use any type as long as it's metal. Obviously if it's plastic it's just going to chew the threads up, and you need it threaded. Now you can glue it in instead if you want to, but I want it threaded. Okay, so I'm just going to push that into the hole and then just start turning it just until it bites. So a little bit like a tap and die set. You're going to go one, you go come back, and then you're going to keep going, come back, go again, come back, and just keep repeating that process until she's buried in there. So this way you're keeping a nice thread and you're not chewing it up. Remember that, you're not knackering up your bobbin. Now bear in mind this is stainless steel. Most bobbins are stainless steel anyway, so any weight you can do it with that. But I went with this one because you got a nice grip on it. Yeah, so that's all the way through. And then that now unthreads beautifully. Okay, so just check it on the inside, we're all clear. Just give it a little tap in case. Then the little line clip, what goes on top of your bobbin, I'm going to screw down. Now these solar ones are adjustable, so I can actually set them to the tension of the actual line what I'm putting through, and it's all done by that little bottom thread. So if I want it tight, I'll just literally screw it upwards. It'll be easier doing it actually when it's not screwed in. It's probably a bit too tight, so loosen it off a bit. But you want to have it tight, but you don't want to have it too tight, so when you go on a strike it doesn't come out. So you want to make sure, but the threads in there, I don't know if you can see it, are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's probably coming out a bit blurred. So that is how that's going to go in. Now it may just poke out the bottom a little bit. If it does, I'm probably going to have to cut the inline insert down, or if I want to I could put a little washer on there or something just to marry it up a little bit, but that's got to be tight, so I've got to do that. Right, so the next stage, all these are kite winders, that's all they are. bought them off the internet. They weren't expensive. Obviously, I need 3 of them, so I could use this line, what's on here, but I don't like it. So we need to get it off. Yeah, so we'll have a look how it starts. Here somewhere. Let's peel it off.
A few moments later.
Feels like forever.
3 days later.
It makes a bloody mess, but cut it off instead. Right, so now that's done, I fancy a little puff. Not that type of puff, a puff. Right, much better. Right, so what you're going to want now is obviously your choosing braid. Yeah, it can be any colour what you want. I did actually want yellow. Funny enough, they sent me a multicolour. But that's where it is, isn't it? So that's what we're going to use. The only downside with buying off the internet, sometimes you don't get what you've asked for. So I've got a purple, yellow, orange, blue, green, whatever colour, other colours are in there. So all I'm going to do now is just transport this to the actual winder itself, poke that through the hole, just tie a basic little knot, doesn't have to be out fancy, yeah, but I do like my blood knots, grinners, all that sort of stuff, so I'll basically do something like that. This is a little bit thicker than spod braid. You can use spod braid, you can use that nylon what comes with it. You can use anything you want. Yeah, so I didn't tie that right, did I? I slipped. So let's try again. Pay attention what I'm doing now. I thread it through the wrong way. Where is it? There we are. That looks better. So we'll tease that down. That's it. Doesn't have to be tight anyway, and to be fair, you can leave this quite loose. You don't even have to tie it on. And now it's a matter of case transporting from the spool onto here as much as you want. All depends on how much you're actually going to be feeding out. Where I want to go past the purple and I want to go into the yellow. Right, so I've now got the braid transferred on. Yeah, and I've not quite gone yellow, I've gone green, so I've got purple and green on there. Now bear in mind, I want to have a decent amount on there. It's only going to be a rod length, maybe 2 out, but I've also got to contemplate how deep the actual place is itself. So yeah, that's why I'd rather have that little bit more. So what I'm using now is either an anti-tangle sleeve, or this is actually a PVA bag one. What goes on top is a little bit more rigid instead of the really rubbery one. Now you need to make sure you get this the right way around, because it needs to attach to the lead obviously. So I'm going to go, let's have a look, it needs to go that way round. So I need to go into the fat end first, what's going to attach to the actual lead. I'm just using a long gated needle. I'll pull that through onto there, like so. Now you can put your lead through as well if you wish to, which is probably easier doing it this way. I'll put the lead on there as well, and you're going to need to attach something to actually keep it on now. So on this case, what I'm going to do is just use a swivel. Yeah, it doesn't matter what type it is, but you do want to be using a size 8 swivel. And all you want is the normal round end. Now this is a big eyed swivel designed for like making leads. I don't need the big eye part, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to get my crimping tool. You can use normal pliers for this. I'm just going to cut that end off. I've crimped it down. It should just snap off now, like so. I'll just blunt that off a little bit more as well. so I'm not stabbing myself with it and stuff. If I had some better snips, I would obviously get in a little bit tighter, but that will do for this purpose video. Now I'm going to tie it on. You can use the Palomar knot, whatever type of knot you want. Yeah, it's up to you. So just literally thread that through and then tie that on. Oh no, before doing that, you got your insert first. Yeah, make sure you put your insert on. So will I get this through without messing with the thread at all? More than likely not, but we'll have a go. Yeah, we have. So put that on. Now put the swivel on. So it's a half swivel. You can actually buy half swivels, but just if you're not bothered about buying one, just literally make one like that. Let's have a look at everything. So that wants to go through there. Make the hole too small. And got tension on the line as well. Start again, make the loop bigger. Getting old now. Yeah, doing all this like when you get older you'll understand. You can get away with a free turn, to be honest with you. It's not exactly holding a great deal, it's only a little lead. Weighty knots always. Pull that down taut. Trim that off. Make sure I cut the right angles, otherwise I've got to do it all again. Like so. Right, so that is the main part done. Yeah, so I've got everything now attached onto there. So what I'm going to do is just literally pull that swivel on into the inline lead insert like that. Push that into there. The anti-tangle sleeve, I might need to trim this down a little bit, so we'll have a look, see how it goes. That's going to go onto there. Might just pull down if I'm lucky enough. Give it a bit of tension. So that is basically how it's looking, just like a normal inline setup. I need my little end now. I'll screw that in. And there we go. Job's a good one. And that is it. So now I've got an inline captive black lead. What works out a heck of a lot cheaper than the Fox ones, and it's going to do the exact same job. The only difference is you've got a normal line clip on here, same as your bobbins. Now the Fox ones, this is the reason why I've done it, because I've had the Fox ones before. Sometimes you go to have a strike and the leg goes flying up in the air and it doesn't always come off. This way it will, because the line has got to come upwards. With the Fox ones, they have like a little gate what opens like this, and sometimes they don't open, and that's the reason why I wanted to go this way. So I thought I'd make them. I've made them before in the past, and we just upgraded it basically. It doesn't look quite an upgrade, but at least I can see this on the floor. I can stick that into the ground underneath my pod, whatever, or just use a bank stick. Yeah, put that in. Not a bank stick, a bivvy peg. Push that in, all three together, or if I want to make a bar, I can have them on a bar. And because it's on a kite string, I can also lock it off, so it won't go anymore unless I tell it to, by unraveling it, and then it will come off like so. Yeah. Well, I wanted to go an iris colour in this, so when you are playing your fish, you can actually see it a lot more than what you would like a dark green or a brown or a black or something like that. Yes, the white standard one would have worked, but sometimes the light, it hits it and you just lose it, especially when you got like a silver surface on the top of the water and you sometimes can't see it, just like you can't see your main line. So this way I can. And that is how to make your own made captive black lead. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.